unoziva but you have no time to learn.
Approach yako ndio unoziva, sio kudzidza.
You sio kudzidza.
To learn.
And yesterday you saw that in motion.
Yes.
Munhu anga asingadi akutaura nezvakawanda zvazvisiri paagenda.
Yes.
And that now is confidentiality. No, iwe uri kunzwa zvaunda kunzwa. But the show is not about that. The show is about something else. So how many people come on the show with their own thinking? And what is mentorship? And how many people don't know what it is? Both the mentee and the mentor. And what should I cover? Can I teach you on what the past is? Or you on your own, just by telling stories? Like economic freedom. Yesterday we wanted to talk about economic freedom, but we couldn't.
Yes.
So if I go on mentorship on economic freedom, what does it mean? And who has a better explanation of it? Yeah. What is a leader?
Yes.
And what does it take to lead? You remember what George Washington said?
Yep. I'm walking on an untrodden road.
Yeah. And every step.
A lady.
Why
did you say those words? There was the lady who asked him, Mr. President, what are you going to do for us?
You know, he wrote a letter to her. But that letter reflected his thoughts on leadership.
Okay.
So he said like now, let's say one of your legs is injured. You know how difficult it is and painful it is to walk.
Yes.
Just to move your leg forward. You know how difficult it is.
Very difficult.
Yeah. So the next step you make, you already know where you want to go. Otherwise, why move? So what he meant is that the step you make, you have never made it before. So you are walking on path that has never been traveled. So how can I lead you when I have never taken that step to where you want to go?
Yeah.
I've never been there. Then you wait for your president to do what? When he is also walking on untrodden ground like you. Yeah. How can how do you do it?
Yeah.
So that's what he meant, that no, I am as human as you are. So just remember, I'm human. And I have no power even to make the next step. And when I do that, I'm doing it in my own interest. I'm just going where I want to go. But I'm not going on behalf of the nation that now that I'm your president, I must go where you want me to go.
Yep.
So how can I teach you what life is when I don't know it? So how can I mentor you? Hmm?
Yes.
So that is leadership. So where do I learn, like what you are saying, in interim class? That class is to learn about what I didn't know. So if you go back to George Washington, what would have inspired him to say that? And if you can imagine it.
Yep.
You know, when people come to you the day you are elected, how many people congratulate you in their own self-interest? How many people say, Kwama Simba, we are alive in their own self-interest?
Yep.
How many people are like Beauty Come Dara Anoshanda pa Facebook? And why would Beauty be interested where I work unless she's going to feed me? Yeah. Why would a dog bark at anyone who is moving? Yet moving itself is untrodden.
Yep.
So when I'm minding my business, then somebody like Beauty comes in to say, what are you doing with your time? And she will not give me an opportunity to ask her, what is she doing here? So that was the discussion with Mason to say, let's learn about that. So on leadership, are you clear? That we have a problem. Hmm? And if you take it to when you do a show, how many people want you to continue on the show without thinking about you?
Oh, a lot. A lot.
And how many people want you to say exactly what they want to hear? Hmm? Forgetting that you are a person on your own. So you know what, when they say we hold this truth to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Yep.
And that word unalienable, you know what it means?
No one can say that.
It means I can't take away your right to choose what you want.
I can take the what?
Liberty, choice. And you remain a human being. Yeah. So the moment I deprive you and divest you of your choice, you are no longer a human being.
Yes. Okay.
I can't take your life, deprive you of your life, and divest you of your life, and you remain a human being. I can't take away your right to pursue happiness. Whatever makes you happy, I can't take it away because it's given already. The right to make a choice of what you want to do with your time is part of the fundamental rights that you are given. When you are born, when you need milk, you cry. So those are rights I can't take away from. If you are a human being, whether you are Chinese, you are English, you are white, you are black, white, albino, it doesn't matter. You come into life with that right to decide what you want, how you want to use your time. So whenever somebody asks you, what are you doing with your time? They are already infringing on your rights to be you. So that's why they say, even if I send you somewhere like it's the story of JP Morgan, even if I introduce you to important people, it doesn't mean your quality of life will change. You have to make a choice. So when he left this guy at the stock exchange, you know what probably happened? The guy went back there or waited there until someone followed him. When they had seen JP had left, then went to him. What is your relationship? How do you know this man? He could have lied to say, oh, he's my mentor. Or he's my uncle. Yeah. So he has no idea. So whatever you do, you are on your own. If you decide to leave Europe, to go to Africa, to be a settler in Africa, if you succeed, we must give credit to the people who arrived. So they can pull themselves out of poverty. But we can't go to the king and say, King, you send your subjects. No person can be a subject of another or an object of another. So I was telling telling Mason that if I leave 2 stones on your table and I go away, where will I find the 2 stones when I come back?
Yes.
Where would I find them? They will still be waiting there. But if I leave 2 stones called diamonds, where will I find them? They'll be gone.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have anything of value you must protect. So that is property.
Yeah.
Because that diamond, it doesn't create itself. I have to take it from a pipe, from wherever it is. I have to and polish it. This is reserved for human beings. So when you look at that, Mr. Tichafa is asking, this is mentorship, Mr. Tichafa. We are learning about leadership. We are learning about life, the rights of life. So that's the lessons. So I've done my 15 minutes. Now it's your 15 minutes to ask. Do you have any question?
My question to you, you call them settlers, I call them colonizers. So I want to have a shared understanding with you. What does the word colonization mean to you now when you say settlers? But when they settle, then they came up with a government. Example, Smith. Example, the apartheid government. So that government, that system, that vehicle was a brutality. It deprived black people. It was biased. That's where the white privilege comes now.
So when you look at a human being,
created,
the Creator gave you rights to decide where you want to live and created the means to get there. So there's nothing a human being brings that can take you from point A to point B. If you look at a bicycle, they don't come out of thought only. If you look at a car, the materials to make a car exist because they were created for somebody who already knew that in life you may need to go somewhere. So anything in life, materials of life, anything of value is not created by men. So when I settle, there is no promise that I'll find gold or I'll find the seeds, I'll find the equipment to be able to use the land in a more efficient way. So everything you see in life has two aspects to it. One is the soft part, the other is the hard part. What you can call hardware and software, or hard wealth or soft wealth, or soft wealth. So when you look at hard wealth, where does it come from? It's not created by men. Even the smartest of all of us cannot produce gold from his head or her head. So the settlers, they just changed the GPS, they just changed the address and went to distant places. Like a prodigal son. They went not to come back. So they left. But where they arrived, they had no idea of what wealth there was, because life is like walking on an untrodden path. When you go to another place, it's untrodden. You don't even know what lies there. So how can you go somewhere you don't know? Someone you accuses you of knowing that which you have known without going to settle. So where am I going to sleep? What am I going to do? Cousin, a relative, or whatever, I'm going to visit. So when I arrive, I have no promise. I was not alive in 18, that happened in 1890, in the year 2020. How foolish can you be? Hmm? So colonization does not exist. Even if you check the dictionary, it doesn't say what. Imagine a country with no stomach, no appetite, being used. Why would a country control another, or one car controls another, when the car itself needs a destination to travel to? It needs it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you learn that, then you discover that this whole idea of colonization, most people have not dug deep. Hello? Yeah. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because colonization is something, I was born 83, so I was institutionalized. Why? Telling me I was taught wrong things.
You were taught wrongly, but anything that you are taught must pass the test of three things. And number one, common sense. Number two, reason.
Consent, yep.
Number three, logic. Yeah. Or say,
When I was. So let's talk about this. I learned that the white colonizers.
yeah.
Right? Let's put it on reasoning now. On the reasoning side, you're saying, no, Simba. Those people just they came back. No one invited them. They came with on their own. We're not talking about reasoning now. Let's
That
talk about
is
the
it.
logic
Is
side.
is it logical that a person will leave a place of home to go to somewhere where there's no promise of anything? Why would you leave poverty to go to another poor place? Because human beings by nature are aspirational. But when you arrive at point B, is it logical?
What does that mean?
Hmm?
What does that mean, Mr. Mwere? Human beings are aspirational. What does that mean? Human beings are aspirational. What does that mean?
They are looking for, if you are in a desert, you are looking for water. You want somewhere where it's greener. So you want to climb up. You want to get to a stage in life where you make choices. So you don't want to go downhill. Because imagine life is like starting from a valley and you want to go up the mountain of opportunity. Why would you climb that far only to come back where you started? Does it make sense? Yeah? You sweat going up.
It does. It does make sense.
Yeah. And if you don't know where you are going, any road takes you there because you never know when to arrive. So a human being, life itself, you start from zero. And you work all the way to 60 years or 90 years, or whatever the age you die. Hmm? Yeah. So life is about inching. It's it's about taking the next step forward, not backwards. Have you ever seen a human being take a reverse gear?
Today is present.
You want to go forward.
Yes.
So that's a human being. So you leave Europe so that you go somewhere. And you left Zimbabwe so that you can be somebody somewhere. But imagine going to Australia only to come back. Yeah? Yeah.
I was talking to Joshua Maponga.
Yeah.
So I have a show with Maponga on Thursday. With Maponga, I said, Mkoma, nibori murodi ndine shungu. Maponga katupana wa mido mudzimu wacho. Mudzimu wacho ndozo cha mudzimu iso. Do you know anything about mudzimu, Mr. Moyo? What is mudzimu?
I don't know.
Spirit. What is that spirit?
What I know is that each one of us don't have an explanation of what life is, what the next step is. The rest is superstition, speculation. So what I don't know about life, I need explanation. Right now, the more you learn from somebody, what happens to the knowledge? You can use it. It's now yours. So, mudzimu is like faith. It's the business of what you don't know. But there's something in all of us that wants to believe in the things that we don't know. That actually there is somebody who can make sense out of life. And if it's misfortune, then it can't be misfortune. It means the spirits have turned against me. So there's a lot of unexplained things in life. That's why you have confidence and faith that tomorrow can't be worse than today. But if you do nothing today, tomorrow will surely be worse. We act in the present. So I can't be tomorrow ahead of other people. I can't arrive to tomorrow without other people. I can't arrive to the next second without leaving others behind. So that tells us we are all equal. We face 1 second, 1 nanosecond at a time. None of us want life it learns you to act in that where you are. Colonize me. Just have enough as a key. So have you ever seen a white person with 3 eyes? 3 ears?
No.
So where would they get the time to colonize, to oppress me? Because even if you want to oppress your partner or your wife, whoever it is, how do you do it? Stop time, because the oppressing. It's not free. To give up something to deny somebody of something of value. If it's time, it means you can't leave me. To keep guarding me, be able to do things without you. People in townships. In the rural area, from being who you want to be. I mean, they have to stay with you. So if colonialism makes sense, then it must make sense to you. There must be some sense. Because somebody must be able to see it in your own mind. Imagine I'm in England. I colonize Zimbabwe. I send people to Zimbabwe. While I've sent them, human beings are the most. What if they you pay school fees, you to educate you to ignore you? What can you do? Can you sue them? So we have arrived at the, we are now 31, we are 1 minute 27 after the 30 minutes that we said, let's enjoying all the so Taddy Mark says, why can't you move forward without hitting others? While I'm moving, Taddy, just make sure logic. How can I move forward and hit somebody while I'm moving? How can I won't move anyway. I'll be focusing on hitting you. So why do you call it move? Wanted to punish me. Can you move forward while you're punishing me? Huh? If you want to beat me up, how can you beat me up while you're going forward?
Yep.
You have to stop and present yourself and beat me up. But if you're born in 1983 and you have no evidence of being stopped anyway or being denied, because while somebody is denying you, they must be there. But a person who lived in 1890 cannot deny you anything in 2020. Does it make sense?
It does. It does. By reason, logic, it does. First of all, consent, I wasn't there. Number two, the only thing I can use is reasoning and logic, what I hate. I hate the colonized, but I'm asking myself, is that colonization? Who colonized who? But now, very comes now Dr. Shomori. He's saying the Berlin Conference, they sat down, that was in 1890.
No, 1884 and 1885.
You see, to capture.
No, ask her next time. Were you there? Was she there?
She wasn't there.
Yeah.
She wasn't there.
Yeah. So if she wasn't there, imagine you are imagining things like now. I imagine you are going to go to the hospital or to the hotel, and then I spend my time imagining that. If you are going to the hotel, you are going to the hotel. Yeah, so until you go there, it's not fact. Once you go there, it's fact. What can I do to change it? So what is she saying? That she is an expert on what happened in 1890. Then you ask her, if you were there, then why did you allow these people?
Example, she mentioned.
Okay, quiet.
saying today, she mentioned one African country, which is still under colonized, whereby they pay the same money to France, right? That legislation was left back there.
So imagine
this is still happening in 2020.
Imagine you are a poor country whose budgetary requirements are funded by donors, even the salaries you pay for government officials. And then you are now alleged to have stashes of money to export. How do you do that? Does it meet the common sense test? Does it meet the reason test? Does it mean the logic test? Is it logical that a pauper will build a city or a slave will build a city? Who is going to pay for the water? Who is going to pay for the electricity? Imagine the Lion King building a house. To do what? Yeah? Does it make sense? Yeah?
Okay, I want to send you this 10-minute video about it. Can you please play this video so that you can have a reference point? There we go here. I'm going to send you this video about just 10 minutes.
Okay.
Then we close up our mentorship lesson. There we go. I want you to play this video. Let's listen to Dr. Tombori.
All right.
We finish by discussing what she said there.
Okay. Let's see, that's it. Yeah. Just hold on. Or is that the Eswatini one?
Yep, I want to send you on your WhatsApp.
Yes.
How do you put China
Oh, just hold on.
in the same boxing ring with Eswatini? Eswatini has 1.2 million people. China has 1.4 billion, and you put them on the same stage and say, go at it, negotiate. Are you listening? This is insanity. Of the highest order. How have we managed to go on? When Eswatini is thrown in the same boxing ring with China, and Eswatini collapses before Eswatini even gets on the stage, the world says, well, Eswatini, what's wrong with you? Why can't you take care of a few people? When China came in and said, Eswatini, give me all your gold or else. And if Eswatini does not agree, they just go on next door to Lesotho and give Lesotho an extra $1. And if Lesotho doesn't take it, they just jump on to Togo, Central African Republic. It was all by design. 1884. There is something else in addition to chopping us up. They also set out to make the African believe that everything African was bad and undesirable, and everything Western, particularly French and British, was more desirable. We call that the legacy of colonization. Prior to that, they started long working on the slaves. Made them think everything about them, forget anything about Africa. Where you come from is a horrible place, diseased and dying people, constantly at war with themselves, uncivilized. Cut out any communications with them. You need to just know what we tell you. And we call that the legacy of slavery. So that way, to look at where we are today. 135 years later, Africa and her children that was put in place to that Africa and her children are forever defeated, that Africa is forever remains in place today. Alive and well. In place today. And we sit here and we ask ourselves, why isn't Africa moving forward? Why does Africa continue to be taken advantage of? Why does Africa continue to be taken advantage of? Very simply. Until Africa comes together. As a continent speaking with one voice, one people, nothing is going to change. It's going to change. As individual little African countries, we are wanna be boxers. We will never make it fight against the heavyweights. We must speak with one voice. And this is exactly what our Pan-African leaders wanted to see happen in 1963 when they came together in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. They clearly stated that Africa for the Africans at home and abroad, and that African Union was love. That Africa must speak with one voice. It is the only way for Africa to take its rightful place on the world stage. Sadly, when they went to Addis Ababa in 1963, they were divided. We had two factions. The Casablanca group and the Monrovia group. The Casablanca group for the Africans at home and abroad. African Union now. Canal Guinea, Mali. Morocco, Nigeria, Tunisia. Listen. The other 25 nationalists. Let's gonna wait on this Pan-African thing. 55 years later. 56 this year. It still goes slow. As if it wasn't bad enough that we were divided up into 10 little countries that we are today. The gift that Berlin conference gave us that France did between 1968 and 1961 of giving us our independence. I heard that Anglophone. 14 of those countries said, in order for you to get your independence from us, document. They could have found the pact for the continuation of colonization. We are talking about sign this pact for the continuation of colonization in a different format. And I'm going to highlight some of those issues that they said you must agree to if you are going to be independent. Hello, precious. Slade. You see, you don't know how to manage your money.
It looks like the research and the network. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
We're going to demand 85% of your bank reserves with the French Minister of Finance. Under the French Central Bank, under the control of the French Minister of Finance. France France is then going to take your 85% bank deposits from each and every one of you. Deposit those funds in the French stock market, or may not know, in the stock market from Africa. They're realizing upwards of 300 billion in return. Every year in, year out, because of these deposits from the African countries, France is taking out of Africa over $500 billion. Now figure it out. For every 14 billion, the returns on the investment are over 300 billion, and they are taking over 500 billion. So in actuality, France is taking out of Africa trillions of dollars year in and year out from us poor people, Africans. Back to the pact. So should you want to access some of your money that you have deposited with France, you have to submit your country's financial returns. And if approved, you get to get it as a loan. You can only access up to 20% of your money year in, year out as a loan at commercial interest rates. Your own money. As if that was not enough. They said all your minerals discovered, yet to be discovered, all your oil discovered, yet to be discovered, and French companies right of refusal. If there's anything left over that the companies do not want, your people might have. To this day. They said you will only use the currency that we created for you because yours can say family one. 1958. Fast forward, they're still printing it for us. And if you start misbehaving, they just stop printing your money, and your country's in trouble. They also said your language of instruction shall be French. Whether you like it or not.
Hello?
being used.
Hello?
I'm a king.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Diva. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Loud and clear.
Oh.
Yes,
Yeah.
though the network is playing up, but I can hear you. Yes. Yes, Ndara. Right. You see that video I'm playing Dr.
Yeah.
Chombo?
Yeah.
He's challenging the system. He's saying there's a system which is still operating. France example is stealing from Africa.
Yeah. And common sense, logic, and reason.
Yes, let's test it now.
Yeah. Do you think what she says meets the test of sense? Is it sensible that African countries can be financiers of France
Okay.
and that they are paying France the billions that she's talking about?
Mm.
And
Yeah,
have you
I
ever
think.
seen her produce any fact or facts to support the allegation?
I'm still waiting for the facts, right? So this is an allegation without, I haven't come across the facts.
Yeah.
Right.
So we need to produce the source documents, the V11s that show money being paid out of African countries to France to the cent that she is alleged. Then does it make logical sense that the countries
So at this
that
stage, what I'm gonna
these
do,
are
Mr. Mwere, I'm gonna research. Maybe she shared the facts. I'm gonna look for the facts.
no, there are no facts. It's just talk. Because if facts exist, they speak for themselves. You don't need anyone to represent facts. Fiction requires support.
Hello,
But
Mr. Mawere.
facts stand on their own.
Maybe she shared facts. That means if I'm interested, I have to research and to find out the facts. If I can't find them, then that means so far I have to stop and wait for the facts. I'll just take
No,
these
you don't have to
allegations.
wait, but you have to apply your test. Anything that smells nonsensical, you must be able to say, this is nonsense.
Mhm.
Imagine you have a subsistence farmer
Mhm.
being accused of financing a mansion in a suburb.
Mhm.
Does it make sense?
It doesn't make sense, but it's news. Then I'll be asking how. Mhm.
How can you accuse a subsistence farmer who works 4 months
Mhm.
per year of being as productive as a commercial farmer who works every day, 24/7, 365 days?
Mhm.
Does it make sense?
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. If I say the subsistence farmer has tractors,
Mhm.
plows,
Mhm.
then the first question you say, where did he get the money to buy it?
Mhm.
Yeah. Let alone to use the equipment.
Mhm.
Because the subsistence farmer only produces what he needs to get to the next season.
Yep.
So would it make sense to you
No, it doesn't make sense.
that
I like
I saw
this.
a big branch in the rural areas? Have you ever seen a bank branch?
No,
Yeah?
no.
If I told you that the bank is stealing money from subsistence farmers who don't trade what they produce, they eat what they've produced.
Mm. Then, Mr. Mawere, here comes a very good question for you now. If you look at Zimbabwe at the moment, the Zimbabwe government, which is
Yeah.
ZANU-PF is the ruling party, right?
Yeah.
What is the main challenge from this government of today, of Emerson Mnangagwa? What do you see as a problem there?
The problem is common sense, logic, and reason.
Okay. If you
That
have been approached, let's say, example, you've been approached, Mr. Mawere, to be the presidential advisor, what can you do? What can you say to Mnangagwa?
the first thing I would say, you are a human being. You are not a president. Let's start there.
Mhm.
That what you know is what you know,
Mhm.
but what exists is bigger than what you know.
Mhm.
So don't attempt things that are nonsensical to control the behavior of others,
Mhm.
even your wife. So start from the premise that each and every human being has the power to reason, has the power of free will. So if that is the case, then government should save those who have the power to be creative, not to be the roadblock or the judge of innovation, of creativity. That
Mhm.
government cannot create something it doesn't have.
Mhm.
That is not the role of government.
Mhm.
And the role of a president need not be what we have seen before. And a president is not a genius, should never be a genius. That the role of government is a bridge. But you can't be the referee, the linesman, and the player.
But I think Mnangagwa will answer you. Mawere Shamari. Remember, I'm coming from the past Mugabe government and we messed up. So, the tripartite, Shamari. What can I do?
The less you control, the better for everybody. So never think of yourself becoming too busy cutting ribbons. You are everywhere like Rambo. Yeah, it's like Dr. Chombori, what she was saying emotionally. Imagine you are saying all this and you are, in your mind, there's nothing you actually can see happening. You don't have facts, but you are angry at your own created facts. When you dig deeper, you'll find here confessing that I read about it. And I know it to be fact. Then you ask, what is fact, what is fiction? So you can't have a government of people who make speeches on the basis of reality that they create between their ears. Yeah.
Because right now I'm preparing to address the office of the First Lady, Mem Mnangagwa.
Yeah.
So that's the next step I'm going now. After Mapong, I'm going to Mem Mnangagwa now. Right.
Okay.
I'm going to approach the office of the Mem Mnangagwa, yes. When I approach Mem Mnangagwa, I might call you after I get to Mem Mnangagwa. And you say, Mawere, do you remember your words?
The thing is, you are again, if you have learned something today, that Mem Mnangagwa is 1 out of 13 or 15 million people. I don't know. The moment one person becomes the substitute of so many people, there's something wrong. Yeah. And you can't cure it by talking. You have people clapping and say, Mem Mnangagwa is the only one who is doing work for the poor. Yet, no single individual knows what death is. You know what? How significant that is. Not any single individual knows what death is. Because there are people who die who are unknown to you. Is that death?
That is not death. There is no bond.
There's nothing. I have no knowledge. So imagine somebody who occupies himself with death every day. Someone dies and they put a register on you so that you know. Would you be receiving all these messages coming into your inbox? And those are just numbers. And you don't know the person. Is that death? And why would I be receiving all those messages? So even if I'm a president, I know so few people. And that distorts, because the money that you are using as president is the same money that is supposed to go to the poor. How do you get it in your pocket? If you look at the president's salary and the first lady's allowance, does not explain the money that is often seen in the public domain. So the question is, where do you get the money to buy computers, to buy this? If it's public funds, then you have a duty to declare that.
Okay.
It's not your money.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the first question, Ma'am Nangagwa, where are the gifts coming from? From God or from what? From heaven?
Mhm.
Yeah. Then we all must go to heaven. That's where the source is. Government can only give that which it has robbed from somebody.
Mhm.
Otherwise, there's no factory. There must be sense. Where does somebody who works for government get the money? Unless he gets a bribe or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Kupabata. Mhm.
So your show could be, what is government?
Mhm. It's a
Then,
vehicle. Mhm.
yeah, you have already answered. It's a vehicle. Does the vehicle drive itself?
No, we need to put a driver there. So we have put a driver already. Mr. Mnangagwa is our driver.
Do you agree that I could drive someone's car without having title to the car?
Yes, I agree.
So President Mnangagwa is driving whose car?
Government is driving the vehicle, the government. The car, the
No,
Zimbabwean car.
driving a people's car.
People's car, yes.
Yeah. So he's an agent
Mhm.
who works for the government of Zimbabwe, for the people of Zimbabwe.
Mhm.
So at any stage, as citizens organized,
Mhm.
we can ask the president, where is the party?
Mhm.
Where is the manner?
Mhm.
Can you take us to the address where this money comes from?
Mhm.
So when
Yeah.
you now ask a person who works for you, must answer.
Mhm.
But how many of us would rather talk on social media than approach the president with humility
Mhm.
that we are the employers, we just wanted common sense. I learned this from Kwama Masimba. It's called common sense, logic, and reason.
Mhm.
I find it troubling that Your Excellency, your salary is $3,000 per month,
Mhm.
but your conduct, your lifestyle suggests that there's more money in this business than what I see.
Yep.
So I need to understand, for you to account to the people, the owners of the government,
Mhm.
where is the money coming from?
Mhm.
So when we know better, we can now see why so many learned people want a job that doesn't pay,
Mhm.
unless there's some other hidden transfer of money. So common sense will tell you that there's more than what we know.
Mhm.
So let's dig deeper.
Yep.
Is it logical that ZANU PF that is bankrupt
Mhm.
doesn't have members that you know? If you ask for member register, you won't find.
Yep.
It's like when you say C to C, people refuse to pay $30. That is what they're why would they pay to ZANU PF,
Mhm.
another community? When at best people would rather be in a WhatsApp group and say it's for free. And most of the people you talk to, most of them they are not even members. They don't even know what a ZANU PF card looks like.
Yes.
They've never been a member, yet they
Mhm.
are experts at knowing what ZANU PF is and is not.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a conversation earlier this morning with somebody who was saying there's something called Zanuism. So I said,
Then
can you take
easy.
the address where Zanuism is a living person? Because I'm looking for this man called Zanu. If it's a
Yep.
woman, she must be very attractive because most people are talking about this everything Zanu PF. Zanu PF must fall. So this must happen. I said, how does a person I've yet to see fall when I don't know where he's standing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So who is this Zanu PF?
Who is this ZANU-PF? Yeah. Good question. Mr. Mwere, can you please do me a favor? I'm
Yeah.
trying to get to 702 radio. So today there's a Gashua Brooks in studio right now, open line. I want to
Yeah.
connect to him. I'm looking for Julius Malema.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what do you want?
Just if you can connect me, just say I put Simba on the line here. He wants to talk to you, Gashua. Simba is ready to meet Malema, to answer Malema.
What is this number you gave me? I didn't save it. I lost it.
I send it again on your WhatsApp if you check.
All right.
Mm.
So that's good evening. I have a caller here. Yeah. You can go ahead. Go, Masima.
Hello, it's Simba calling from Melbourne, Australia.
We're in the middle of an interview. Open line is at 11 p.m.
11 p.m. Thank you very much.
Oh, 11 p.m. Okay, thanks.
Okay. No, thank you. 11 p.m. What time is it? Is it 10 past 10 past
10.
10 past 10? Okay, so in about 15 minutes, I'll try. Oh, that's fine, Mr.
Yeah.
Mawere. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mr. Mawere. Call Mr. Mawere. Why imimi maka zingwa ku ANC government?
No,
Or
I
ANC party?
was never in government.
Mm-hmm.
I was a member and chairman of a branch where I work from.
Okay. And what happened there?
Yeah, so we can then have another schedule for that to say what happened, what are the facts. We dig deeper so that we finish the one for today and close it. So who is this talking? Mnangagwa? No, Mnangagwa will not appear here.
Not yet. No, it's gonna come one day. Not yet. I'm on my way to meet him. I'm still preparing.
Right.
Yeah.
You let us know.
One day will come. Okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Mawere, for today. I think you've answered my questions, and I've given you homework. Next show, I still have got
Next,
that
I'll
Malema
send
show.
you the document so that you can show. So in future, when we say Jombori is not showing us facts, we must also show facts.
Yes.
So that you can then show your difference. To say when I make an allegation, I support it with facts.
Yes.
So when you make an allegation, if you look at the gross national product of all the African countries taken together, there may be a division of Apple company or Amazon.
Yep.
So if she is alleging all these billions going to France, then surely there must be somewhere where this money is coming from. Money doesn't self-create. Value cannot be reduced to a slogan. You know why? Somebody says economic freedom, then tomorrow people will be eating, will have SMS notification that there's money in your account. Have you ever seen that magic?
Okay, now according to Google, another monster, they are saying total population of Africa as of 2019 is 1.3 billion. Then the
Yeah,
GDP is 2.6 trillion. So my
yeah.
question to that Wombori, where is France taking these trillions out of Africa? Yet we only have 2.6 trillion, according to
No, but
Google.
2.6 trillion, you know how many countries you can count?
Yep, this is all combined together.
No, I'm saying is you have Egypt, you have Nigeria, South Africa. All of them have nothing to do with France.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are the Morocco. So it's not those poor African countries. If you
Mhm,
take the poor French-speaking African countries
mhm,
and you take those big ones, you find 80% of them are in the small numbers.
mhm,
So where is the logic?
mhm.
Where is the common sense?
Yeah.
And where is the reason? Why would you,
Mhm,
in your own mind, you create something and put a balloon in your mind?
mhm. There's what she mentioned, a colonial debt. That thing I need to research. What is a colonial debt?
They can't even pay. I mean, right now, most of these countries, the output, even if you wanted the war veterans in the farms,
Mhm,
they can't pay for the deficit.
mhm,
So where is the money coming from? Zimbabwe is in arrears. So you go to the West African countries. Tell me which country in West Africa has resources that are created there, then shipped out of France to France.
mhm,
First, you must create, you must produce in the farms, you must
mhm,
produce in the mine.
mhm,
Tourism. How many people visit Sydney? How many people visit Vienna? How many people visit Burkina Faso?
mhm.
Eh? How many
Yep.
people uh, visit Cote d'Ivoire?
Mhm,
Yeah. Have you ever seen plane loads of people going to Cote d'Ivoire?
mhm,
So where is the money coming from?
mhm.
Common sense will tell you that this is garbage.
Mr. Mawere, I've got a question for you here. I'm still on Google. It's saying France doesn't tax African countries for using their currency. It does, however, require countries to store 50% of all foreign exchange reserves with the French Treasury in the Bank of France.
Yeah, it's
Hmm,
not required. It's for your only protection because if you store in that country, it's your money. It's like having a wallet. You put your
mhm,
money, I put my money in the same community. This is
mhm,
the C to C,
mhm.
one country to a basket of countries. So that you have more leverage, you can borrow against that money.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is wrong with a community banking
Mhm,
approach?
mhm,
It's not a requirement. You can keep it on your own, but what you do with your own when most of the stuff that you need to buy are
mhm.
imported, even
Yep.
cheese, ice cream
Mhm,
comes from Belgium, comes from France. So why do you need a foreign currency in your country? Because you need foreign currency to buy things you don't have.
mhm,
So whatever reserves, if you put them in one pool as a community, it's like the same suspicion. Why should I pay? Why should I be? This is superstition. Doesn't make sense for you even to teach people that put your $30 in one pocket so that you can then claim more because you can do more. When you come together, you do more. That's why they call
P2P.
it United States of America, not disunited. Why unite geographies? So that you have one government, one foreign affairs. Imagine in Africa, we had one defense and have police for each country. Why do you need the National Defense Force and other than for a coup? Imagine 54 defense
Yep.
departments. So when you buy an automatic rifle, you pay the least because you are buying as what China buys as China. Africa buys as 54 invoices. Do you need to go to America to know that?
No.
Yeah?
No, you don't need to go to America to know that.
Yeah. So if I put my money in the bank, what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong. Nothing.
But there is no common sense. It says, why put your money in the bank? The bank is money making money out of you. Yeah?
I need to look for the governor of France, the France bank. I need to tweet him. I'm going to tweet him with questions.
No. But what is the question? What do you need to do? This is in the interest of the people of those countries. Who am I to come into your lane? I'm pulling my wagon. They are pulling their wagons. They found it beneficial to them. Now you have somebody who comes in the mix and says,
to help. I want to help them. To help. She's helping them.
no, why become emotional about someone's money?
Well, she's saying I'm African, and I see my other African countries are being duped here. I want to help them.
So you're a genius.
No, she identified the problem. She's coming up with a solution now to say, you France, stop taking our money. This money is for us Africans.
What common sense? What does it say? What's your business?
I'm Pan-Africa. I want to unite all Africans.
That animal called Pan-Africa.
They created that animal. It's already been created.
Why make noise where you have no control? Why don't you go to your bank? Where's your money in a pillowcase? You find the same person is banking with Bank of America, living in America, and telling people who left, hey, you people are stupid. But is she putting her money in heaven for storage? Yeah?
But Mr. Moeda, are you telling me if I see a problem, just because it does not affect me, I just have to keep filling my wagon? But I see a problem there.
But get your facts correct. Talk to facts. Don't talk to imagination or hallucination.
Talk to facts.
Talk to facts. Yeah. But you can't be in the business of creating facts.
Yes.
Yeah. So that people get angry with France. But France is not a person, you know that.
It's a country.
It's like, it's not even, it's just a community of people. Why are the people in those countries not complaining? Why are people in Burkina Faso not complaining? In Ivory Coast, why are they not complaining?
Yep.
Yeah?
What question?
Yeah, they got their own government, they elected them. So unless you are saying you are the smart person who was outside government, and you know
so
what
talk to facts.
Facts have no legs. They have no mouth. They remain what they are. So just stick to the facts that you know.
Yep.
And why become angry on behalf of other countries with people there?
Yeah.
What arrogance would give you that right?
Mhm.
Hmm?
Yeah. Mhm. Yep. That's fine. Yeah. Mr. Boy, good news. Confirmed. My booking for the hotel has been booked now. Confirmed.
Congratulations.
Yes, I'm off the street now. I'm now going to be somewhere where I'm gonna be organized now.
That's the best way.
Yeah, I'm just getting a message here to confirm that the hotel booking is already done. So that means confirmed. I'm now off the streets now. Takumunupingira ku hotel mdara.
But that's what we need to work on now so that I don't know whether the mentorship, Chantel, this is not Mnangagwa. And if there's any question that is not answered, we can always visit it. We
Mhm.
have, you don't know who is watching, who is talking, who is not watching. So if you are watching and believe that this conversation is of interest, of value to you, please say so.
Mhm. Hanzi na vanchoga wamawere dzokeko musha. Mwinde unofesta justice. Mpano wangu arikula achinetsa nyamawere. Mawere dzoka kumusha. Mawere come back to Zimbabwe
I'm
and face
saying
justice.
it, but you know, that's what hallucination causes you.
Yeah.
And the person is more interested in playing me and substituting me. If I want to be in Zimbabwe, I'll be in Zimbabwe.
Mhm.
But what kind of a person would interfere with my liberty? Like we just heard Dr. Chambori interfering with the people of those countries.
Mm.
And she wants to substitute the people in those French speaking countries, and she becomes the superstar talking about other people's stupidity. Can you imagine?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you're saying, Dr. Chombori, please, facts are important. Talk to facts, not allegations without facts. Mm.
Bring forward the facts. The facts have no noise, they have no violence. It's like Choga. If he was a person who has common sense, reason, and logic, would
Mhm.
not be talking about Zimbabwe. Say, "Mawelo can't be Ramari. Where is my money?" He's not even saying that. So if you check what he's saying and how absurd it is, Mama Were, on the run, running from where? Yeah?
Mhm.
Mawere come back to Zimbabwe and face justice. He's not even pretending to be an officer, a law enforcement officer.
Mhm.
Imagine on social media, a person like this exists in the 21st century. In 2020, the month of October,
Mhm.
and the 6th day of October, 2020, and this person exists,
Mhm.
and you don't deal with him. That people like this
Mhm.
are the reason why Africa is where it is today.
Mhm.
That's where Zimbabwe is where it is today.
Mhm.
Doesn't speak to facts, no respect for facts. As you just see, a whole doctor leaves Zimbabwe, goes to America, and talks
Mm.
as if in Africa they are idiots.
Yep.
Eh?
Yeah.
Why not report Choga? Why not go to and open a docket and
Yep.
present the facts?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Vanchoga, do you wanna come here, Vanchoga? I can aid you, Vanchoga. Yani shungu mpana wangu ni shungu. And Mawere committed vicious atrocities back in Zimbabwe when he was abusing his power.
What power do I have? I mean, why don't you provide the facts? So if that atrocities, why not open a docket? Give me a case number.
But Mdara, I was like him when I approached you. I was like him. I remember. I can see myself. Those are the days. Mawere wakaba married. That's how I met you. But I met you and engaged for the sake of learning, and I learned a lot. Saka
But
mfano wangu Vanchoga ndo adabeto
Van,
hizo mfano.
but Van Choga, he smoked something. Oh, you said, oh, your book is Book Rebens.
Yes, Bugre means.
Or did you anticipate that Van Choga will be here?
I knew it there. There are lots of them here. Some are quiet, but they're here.
That, that's the Benz you were talking about.
That's the one today. Tina Vanchoga. Ndo benzi riri nasi. Kwete
Oh,
ni. Kazi Vanchoga werapo. Benzi
no,
ndizo kwa zauta wale.
Van Choga ndiye Benz racho na. Rinotaura ma-atrocities.
Yeah. Anogoshama murumu. What's ngoshama murumu?
Hey, I mean, vomiting. Yeah?
Yeah, Vanchoga. Mbana.
Why would somebody with a van name vomit diarrhea in words?
Yeah.
So you see the problem. There is the Department of Justice, there is the police, Ministry of Home Affairs, and there's a police commissioner. And this Van Choga has not even registered his complaint. So that I know what the allegation is. And let the people investigate. But Van Choga or people like this. So you saw one doctor. If you ask Professor Lumumba, he will tell you the same thing. If you ask Malema, he will tell you white monopoly capital. So take me to white monopoly capital. Then he takes me to someone's residence. Can you imagine? And what is monopoly about capital? What is white about capital? Otherwise, the Chinese will not have capital. The Japanese, the Indians. And where is the population? You look at China and India. You already over 2 billion people. And you know how big the English people speaking world is. Hello?
Ndiripo mda.
Yeah, so if you check the Chinese, people of color are the majority. Is that not common sense?
Common sense.
Yeah. Is that logical that people of color are the majority? Yet
That's
they
not
complain.
Mm-hmm.
They complain about the minority abusing them. Even Dubai, a few years ago, did you know even who was going to Dubai?
Nobody. It was
Who was
at the desert.
to Doha? Yeah?
Dubai yakasumuka sivi samoili. Wakasumuka sivi Arabs.
Like Singapore. Just having the idea that you respect where capital comes from. You don't have people like Chichoga who hallucinate with God's time. Can you imagine? Or the doctor hallucinating, spend 15 minutes saying nothing. No facts, nothing. Just that I want to be popular. I'm your freedom fighter. I'm your representative. Imagine I sit here and pontificate that I know what Zimbabwe is. And I'm speaking on behalf of Zimbabweans. Can you imagine? Huh?
Yeah.
Who am I? The moment I got a ballooned mind, then anything follows, including chaos. So the first thing is imagine that those you look up to engage in hallucinations. So what's the point of studying? Only to end up inventing reality like Choga. Yeah? Surely, if you want to live in a country where Choga is a president, yeah?
I'm a disaster.
So that's Choga. Imagine he believes that the country has got a stomach and the country must succeed, not the individuals in the country. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the country now is a life? Have you ever seen a country with a stomach? A country with an appetite? So I think you want to invite Choga.
Yeah, I want to talk at timpe chance yake because pangani zari kuziyawo, so maybe better he come and speak.
He's a coward. He's an intellectual coward. He won't come. Invite him and just ask him, who are you? What is your relationship with Zimbabwe? What is your relationship with the alleged atrocities? And if you have a relationship there, why not disclose them? So let's hope he comes.
Yeah, Dampa has not a chance yake, so I hope you come. Otherwise, whatever he's saying, it's now and void now.
No, but it's good for your show. It's good. It's good because that tells you that there is a mind problem.
Yes, very true.
And there's a mind shift challenge.
Oh, good. Thank you. Yes, correct.
And
There's a very big problem.
Check
Amakuru atakaita mudara takakuzwa upenyu hwekuzi newspaper taita kavereka mupaper tabhili what newspaper is true. We didn't know the paper kari rine agenda yaro. That's the major problem takaita generation yangu. Believing in the head out.
He has agreed to be added.
Okay, Vanchoga, what you can do tora link ira apa press link iyo then I'll add you here. Pani link ndakupa mingine hapa. Can the stream yard.
But that one
Let me
goes
inbox you.
1873. Maybe you can. Do you have his number or are you friends on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Yeah, so send him the link there.
I'll send him the link now. Vanchoga, check your inbox.
Let's hear. Yeah. Let's hear how foolish people are.
Maybe he's gonna be foolish mdara. Such is very fun.
No.
Get away.
Person who say take accountability, and there's no test for it. Imagine he was a police officer and said take accountability. Why do you have to tell me to take accountability? You will have a docket already open.
Yep.
And they're applying to Interpol for Mawere to come and take they've applied They are threatening to apply for Kasukwere, Jonathan Moyo, and Mzembe and others.
Mhm.
Have you ever heard the Zimbabwe government said we are looking for Mawere?
Never.
Except this
The former friends.
no, I'm saying he's taking accountability. I mean, you have Interpol, you have the police of Zimbabwe, you have the president who will tell you that Mawere is one of our problems.
Mhm.
And all that is missing except this Choga guy. So
Okay. Mr.
no
Boyre,
common-
Mr. Boyre,
Huh?
can you try to call him? Pay WhatsApp here, Van Choka. Try to call him by WhatsApp here. I gave you the
Which
number.
one?
If you check your WhatsApp, I sent you Van Choka's WhatsApp number.
Oh, he's in Zimbabwe.
He's in Zimbabwe, yes.
I thought he was in Australia.
No, afana wangu ari Zimbabwe. Afana umkoma masimba.
Oh, you're not serious. He's actually
Yeah.
a human being.
Mm.
I thought you were just joking. Eh?
No, I'm serious. Those mfano wangu that time chitamba naye pa Facebook hapo. Ari Zimbabwe.
Oh,
Mm.
So you are unlucky. Eh?
Mm.
You spend a lot of time wasting time.
It's not wasting time, Dara. It's what I used to do on my free time. I play with people like Van Choga.
Oh, it's ringing. Let's see. Eh? It's off.
Van Choga. Anyway, nakusendera link inbox wako, so you can use the link to join.
It's just ringing,
Mhm.
but it's not even ringing.
I think maybe my data bundles. Next time, I tried my best. Oh, yes, you can join. I'm giving a link. Check your inbox, Mpano.
So just check here.
I'm giving a link inbox marking. I said I check a link. Van Choga, can you come to inbox? I send you a link. Okay. So, Mr. Mawere, Nara, whole being Makashanda for how many years?
I said 8 years.
8
But
years.
that's
Mulu-
another. Yeah, that's another. You see, that's what we discussed. That let's have a one entry exit, and then we have another show entry and exit.
Yes,
So that
that's
we
fine.
don't have. We
These are
don't
just
have.
highlights. These are the highlights of many shows that you know. My highlights is I.
No, I'm saying if they're themed, then we can say this is mentorship, this is identity, this is empowerment, this is entitlement. This is so that you have people can learn and finish, so can cut this into various, so that editors know what to focus on.
Mhm.
So therefore, you can then profile them.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you have one extended. It's very difficult to go back and try to find content.
Mm.
So you can say number 1, number 2, number 3, like the Bible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. Mhm. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Boyeri. Right. Van Choga, no, not yet. Check our inbox, not yet. Van Choga, your inbox, Mpano.
So if you know him, at least you have a chance of knocking
I not
some
know him in
sense
person.
into. Because
Yeah, I only know him. I only know him in Ripa screen. I don't know him in
at
person.
least there's a, yeah, at least he follows you.
Yep, he follows. Yep, he follows the page Mkoma Masimba.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm. That's fine. Namira cheti 15 minutes zangu ze 702 radio za namira yangu.
Yeah.
Manje manje ngavura ama lines zao.
Oh, that's 702.
702. Otherwise, how was your day?
In and out, but it was fine.
Busy.
Yeah, trying to understand COVID and what the true impact is.
COVID. Yeah. Then I said I put a solution for COVID. But no, this thing only needs order. Organized shit. That's it.
That's right.
They can go organize it. So these politicians, they think like here in Australia, they think they've got the cure, the way they're treating us. But no, let us be organized. We, the people on the ground, the new save us politicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's. So I think the people are sleeping, or so if you come up with a non-serious topic, they will be there.
Yes. No, I know what the ones who follow Mkoma Masiba, what they want. They want to see Mkoma Masiba ni msikana murungu murodi. That's what they want. That's what they want. You know, Zara pana. Inakata Mkoma Masiba kupina msasa oro teaser.
I know you are. They don't want to learn because they think they know Zimbabwe.
Yeah, but now for me now to go back on the street and to be able to have that girl and come out clean, it means I've learned from someone. But let's learn first before we do what we do.
Yeah. Moses Mo and I got join C to C.
Moses, no, and an idea yet. Moses, can you please share with me and any idea or any receipt from Moses?
Because he was. So let's check with what is his tech. I don't go to repo. Do anani instead of saying the repo. I go put some professor down. I thought repo. When it's in the repo, and Batara. Agamira Jesus.
Anozosvika kufika kuma100 ndaku50 ibhokere benzi chiri pa30 chakwira mai manje.
So Moses, are you a thief of knowledge or value for value? So Moses says, no, I just want to take, not give.
Take us, to take.
At all costs. Or have you ever listened to the song I wrote on value?
Can you play it again, value, Mr. Mweri?
On entitlement.
Value for value.
Let me get... value for value, I'll join and give for free.
this life. Work hard, you gain more. You can never reap what you haven't sown. The purpose and the meaning of this life. Work hard, you gain more. You can never reap what you haven't sown. The purpose and the meaning of this life. Work hard, you gain more. You can never reap what you haven't sown. True purpose and true meaning of this life. Work hard, you gain more. You can never reap what you haven't sown. Race doesn't mean you're entitled to anything. Failure gives you value. Price is what you pay, and that's the way it goes. Race doesn't mean you're entitled to anything. Failure gives you value. Price is what you pay, and that's the way it goes. You just need to know you're not entitled to anything. When you strive, you attain. When you give, you can take. When you work, you make it. You just need to know you're not entitled to anything. When you strive to attain, when you give, you can take. When you work, you make it. True purpose and true meaning of this life. Work hard, you gain more. You can never reap what you haven't sown. True purpose and true meaning of this life. Work hard, you gain more. You can never reap what you haven't sown. True purpose and true meaning of this life. Work hard, you gain more. You can never reap what you haven't sown. Purpose and true meaning of this life. Work hard, you gain more. You can never reap what you haven't sown. Each second, each minute, each hour has a measure. That measure makes us unequal. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. Each second, each minute, each hour has a measure. That measure makes us unequal. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. See the time that you take. See the time that you take. See the time that you take. You can give it or give it up. See the time that you make. See the time that you make. See the time that you make, you can give or give it up. The purpose and true meaning of this life. Work hard, gain more.
Before you think,
Never
I will
be
check that
what
out.
you haven't sown. The
Yeah.
purpose and true meaning of
It
this
will be
life.
up around 10.
Work hard,
Yeah.
gain more.
So very soon around 9 o'clock I'll be coming to Lebanon.
Haven't some
Yeah, for
true
holiday. At the
purpose
moment
and
I'm on a
true
show with
meaning
Mawere.
of this life. Work hard,
Okay.
gain
And
more.
so I might see you soon.
You can
Call
never
me when you
reap
get
what
to
you
Lebanon.
haven't sown. True
Okay.
purpose and true meaning of this life. Work hard, gain more. You can never reap what you haven't sown.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's it's not Tendele. It's somebody called Tabisha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you can never reap what you didn't sow, value for value.
That's right.
What made you write that song?
It's this idea of colonialism
Mhm,
that
mhm,
you cannot take someone's value and call it God's promise.
mhm,
So value for value, price is
mhm,
what you pay.
mhm,
You can go to a store, cash and carry. You bring
mhm.
cash, you take the goods,
Yep.
but price is what you pay to collect.
Yes.
So the moment you lose that,
Mhm,
then you believe that actually white people oppressed me. When you have no personal knowledge, you can build value like Dubai, like Singapore, like Macau, like Hong Kong. They are,
mm,
the majority of the people there are not white.
mhm,
So how did they escape
mm,
poverty if what you need is to be white?
mm,
Mm.
mm,
So common sense would tell you that wealth creation has nothing to do with being white.
mhm. Yeah. Yes. Mm.
So that's the so Kwanele says it's a beautiful song.
Yep.
And
Oh, Kwanile ndiye best friend webenzi kapa Bugari Benzi, ndiye best friend waje. She
oh,
lives Anongara, just 30 minutes drive away.
oh, she's in Australia.
Kwanile is in Australia.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, she came to look for me. She wanted to help me. Akauya kuma shops kwedu akandishaya akaona friend from Uganda. Akati wadziwa chaizvo ndakuona mkomba masimba. Akati one day we're gonna meet.
Okay. So
Mm.
is she from Zimbabwe?
From Zimbabwe, from Blawayo.
Ah, from Blawayo. Okay.
Yes, very good friend of mine. So we are
Ah,
still yet to
that's good.
meet. She remembered me. She
Yeah.
said, Mkomba Masimba, I met you at Macheso and you bought me beer and you put me on the VIP. I said, I forgot
Oh,
you, but I'm glad you remembered me.
eh,
That's how I got to know about her. So I'm still yet to meet her.
all right.
She
And
knows me. She
Bule,
remembered me. Yeah. Akati Mkomba Masimba azviite mushipike Melbourne ndiripo. Makanditengera doro kwa Macheso, makandisa pa VIP. I want to see you. I want to help you. Ndakati, don't worry, I'm fine. You're going to see me soon.
has she paid your subscription?
That one she's gonna pay, definitely. She's gonna pay that one.
Yeah, and yes, you are my best friend, Rido.
Yeah, Rido. Rido,
And
that's
what
the
is
name
a
from
best,
Glenview.
what
Rido.
what does a best friend mean?
A best friend means someone who's knowing your situation and who's offering. People like Pani Lemdara. She always keep checking, are you okay? What can I do for you? Every day. That's my best friend. Ndito mstop
Okay.
angu don't worry Kanila, I'm fine. Ndito mstop ama offer zake accommodation, marry. No, don't worry, I'm fine, Sisi. That's what I call a best friend.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So that's a good start.
Yes. Value for value, Mdara. She values me, I value back. Same value, I don't depend on back.
Yeah.
Yeah, pa bogre beans, I'm thinking, do shamwari beans. By the way, I to celebrate kuma personal page kwangu. Uzontala mkoma masimba, inga zako. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, so she's more on my personal page, more on the personal side. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you see that I could is a structure with I've got a personal life, then I've got the other side of me. mentorship namdalo
So
wangu palapa ndine mafani palapa.
Bule akazojoina.
Lovi.
Bule Murugani is also in Australia.
Not yet. Andina ini Lucia, not yet.
So you see. So Bule is yeah, it's ringing, no answer, 702.
702, they're gonna start up 5 minutes time. They open the lines at 5 past. Now I think it's the news.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 past, from 5 past, they're gonna open the lines. Now they are doing their news now.
All right. So that's the answer to me. Is it Abile? Dumlazi. And who is Dumlazi? You know?
I know Lumzia, but not in person, and not any one-on-one. But I want to follow up page Jamko Masimba.
So where is the community of friends of Nkwama Simba? Is there a page of, is there a community of FO, Friends of Ready?
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Cornel. So that's
Yep. Kwaneli, my best friend, Pemari Beans. Yeah. Yes, now I'm pulling my work onto the hotel now, from the street to hotel now. So I'm gonna be more in the city.
on the city. How long?
City, yeah.
All right.
Just near the parliament of the state parliament. So I'm gonna be there at the state parliament. What do you want moto nini baba? Yeah, just pick up.
So that's a good start.
Yes. I want to meet the premier of Australia were divided in states. So they want to meet the premier of Victoria. That's where I live. I live in Melbourne, Victoria.
Oh, Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm in Melbourne. So Melbourne is under the state of Victoria. So I'm gonna address my prime minister. Chamwana premier wedu.
Yeah.
Yes.
Read newspapers, listen to radio, watch television, and even follow social media. We learn that you're not fit to be our president. This message comes louder from those that fail to obtain the grace from the same source, that your present position is located. Now we're ready to learn, ready to learn. Now we're ready to learn of the power of creating
Hello?
So president of the ruling party, yet your opponents who the giver of grace refuse to open the vault of grace for to create among them an alternative center of state power they want.
Good news, Mdara.
The base to leave office before the term made possible by the same giver of grace through the people who voted voluntarily. Now we are ready to learn, Now we are ready to learn of the power of grace, in creating one way.
Mdara, good news, Mdara. Kwani la badara, Mdara.
Oh, that's
ili hapa risita gira hapa nakupa risita kwani ile hapa.
That's good.
From Kwanili. Thank you, Kwanili.
So you need more people like Kwanili who step up to the plate. So we need Kwanili to talk to us.
Yes.
And Dumlazi
Kwanili. Okay, Mr. Bwere. Yeah, now I think we can try 702 now. I think let me just check over the lines. I'll put a budget. I'm not sure. Is it Aubrey or I think it's Gashua today. Gashua is easy to get in. Aubrey, sure I can with that.
MM and MM, is it a case of dump and dumper?
Dump and dumper, yes, that's a good one. I'll go now.
But why do you say stupidity?
No, like I tell.
Yeah, okay, there you are. Hello.
Good evening. How are you?
Who am I talking to?
You're talking to Simba from Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah, and you want to talk to Gershwell about?
I want to tell Gashua breaking news. I am now a prophet of Zimbabwe.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Dr. Chris and I would definitely not invite you. Sources inside the Hawks have confirmed that Mashule was part of the list of people who are set to be arrested this month. It is hectic, man. Huh? Chris, should I be worried, my friend?
Tapinda.
No, he didn't know he was on recording. He was talking about.
No, Tapinda line. Tapinda line. I'm Mdara.
Yes. Gashule being arrested. Of I'm not picking up now.
They will pick up. They will pick up. Tumba producer to what you. Yeah, let them know within Australia and South Africa. Could ask you the quality and technology. A producer gaja.
No luck.
It's okay. And we'll try again after about a minute.
No luck.
The telephone number you called is not available at the moment. Please try
That's
again
okay.
later.
That's okay. It's an open line, so knows that all.
Okay.
For now, if you can do me a favor, I'll give you Kwaline's WhatsApp number, Kwanile. Thank you, Makoro. Kwanile.
All right. All right.
There we go. See the one number here. Kwanile. The Buru Benzu.
So you want to try again?
Yeah, one more time.
Yeah.
It was from Australia and good try. Mariango got one for $100 again, 1,000 rands again. I tried from Australia. I lost about $1,000 now. Should have phone direct from here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, funny letters we'll chat later. That's fine.
All right. No luck.
That's all right. We tried. No worries. Next time.
Next time, yeah.
Yeah, otherwise, thank you very much. And tomorrow, we'll catch up in hotel, man. Look at the schedule. I'll be able now to come up with a schedule.
Perfect.
Mbana Frank Nizuranza, I want to challenge Mr. Mawere. Frank, I gave you a chance. You failed. You interrupt. You don't ask questions to learn. You don't answer questions. So next time.
Yeah.
I said next time. Otherwise, you end up wasting his time. Then you also, I will end up losing value now.
That's the problem.
Mdara got you. Masimba wako kubona wako ndinango ya juu. Saka hii Frank Shamari. At this stage, mdara ndokutumbude zvakanyanya double mchengeta pa time ndiri ni.
Yeah.
Kauchida kumtsvaga wega.
So that's All right. So
Thank you very much, Ndera. Let me
Okay,
prepare to leave the streets. As they are ex-wife, Anzi, siya mazembe akwale tsvina ndatenga hembe dzako nyowani. Saka ndane new clothes Mdara.
that's good.
Ndakashandisa a lesson I learned from you yekuti build a shared understanding. Chero tarambana kudaro. We can still be friends. So I'm benefiting now. Akunisa hotel.
That's a good one.
So there's a picture today here. Mrora driving me to hotel, the ex-one.
Yeah.
The ex-wife driving me to hotel. Then I have got a question. Can I put in 3 bins, Zimbabweans? How come ndakwanisa kuti ex-wife wangu anenise hotel? Saka ubenzi wacho uri papa. I'm fixing up uri papi. Question mark. Pokre bins. Yeah. Fact versus fiction.
That's the way to go.
Masimbaka jika dodi. So like, okay, give me the V11. Jika dodi lacho. No one produced that V11. And that's fact versus fiction. Yeah.
Saka, let's talk in the morning.
That's fine. Thank you very much, Mr. Moire.